Okay, everyone. So to begin this project, you're going to need the water bottle. You cut a third from the top off already. Make sure it has the solid bottom in order to hold your pens and pencils or whatever else you need in that container. Next, you're going to take that felt material and make sure that it is long enough to wrap around the entire bottle, and make sure that the height covers from top to bottom as well. You want to leave a little extra too. Then you're going to take the head of the owl. Make sure it fits the size of the water bottle. You don't want it too big, as well as the eyes. I made it fit to its face so it has that owl effect, and I added a couple pupils to give it more of a realistic view. Next, you're going to make sure it has the beak as well. So there you go. That is what the head will look like for your pencil container. Next, you're going to make sure that you have the wings. I cut them in shapes of leaves, very simple. You don't have to get too crazy. And I also made sure that I cut the little feet. Make sure everything fits the size. You don't want it to be like disproportioned. Next, you're going to make sure that you have a bunch of little circles cut out as well, different color. This is going to form the feathers and the body of the owl. So I cut at least 11 pieces just to be sure I had enough throughout the video. So you always want to make sure that you have enough of everything. Next, you're going to make sure that you have your glue sticks. You want to make sure that you have them all there so you don't have to keep going back and forth. I also have a glue gun as well, obviously. Mine has a switch for high or low, and I keep mine on low so it'll prevent me from burning myself. And I want you guys to prevent yourselves from burning yourselves as well. And so next, we're going to start by laying down the felt material, and we're going to have our water bottle. We're going to lay that down on the felt, but first we are going to super glue the beginning of the felt material. Be careful, gets a little messy, and it is very hot, so please be careful. So with that, make a line going down, and you're going to place the water bottle right on top of the glue. Make sure you have enough felt on the top and bottom, just a little bit of room. And you're going to continue this process until it is wrapped around the bottle completely. It is better with two people just because it gets a little complicated, just because it's circular, so it's going to keep rolling everywhere. So go ahead, continue throughout until you get to the end of it. Then you're going to glue on top of the felt material just so it can wrap around and close off. Once again, please be very careful. The glue is very hot. And I keep burning myself like you just saw. Okay. Like I said, easier with two people. This thing's going to keep rolling around. Anyways, don't worry about the excess glue. Easy to come off. Obviously not right now, but it will be easier to come off later. So with the extra material that you have on the top and bottom, you're going to take a pair of scissors and you're going to start cutting around to take off that excess. You don't want too much material at the top of it because you're going to end up tucking that material into the bottle to secure the plastic. The plastic is still kind of sharp from when you cut it before, so you want to make sure that there are no sharp edges at the top. You're going to do the same as the bottom, but with the bottom, I made sure to cut completely against the bottom of the bottle because you're just going to mold the material to the bottom of the water bottle just so it can stand properly. Okay. So now at this point, you're going to take your glue gun and glue around the rim, the top of it, so that you can tuck that felt material into the top. So you have a softer top area so you don't hurt yourself and don't cut yourself. Go ahead and start tucking that around, like so. And please make sure not to burn your fingers. I did it too many times already. This part got a little difficult because it wouldn't stay down. So you're going to want to add extra glue to that extra felt that's overlapping and try to get it to stick down. So with that being done, you're going to repeat that process on the bottom of the water bottle. But because you cut so close to the bottle at the bottom, you're only going to be molding the felt piece to the rim of the actual bottom. And just press in all the way around. And you want to make sure that it doesn't wrap underneath because it won't stand up properly if you do that. So make sure it just molds to the outside, the rim of the bottle. Okay, so that part is done. And you have the body of your container. Be sure to be very careful as well. So this next part, we're going to start with the head of the owl. We're going to start to put the entire body together. So there's the head. Make sure that you have that ready next to you. Make sure that it goes on the overlapping part of the felt so you cover that entire part. You want a smooth surrounding throughout the bottle around. So place it where you would like and then go ahead and stick your glue on. Make sure you have enough so it stays in place. And then place on the top as so. Just a little above the halfway mark. So you have enough space for the body of the owl. Like I said, it's going to keep rolling, so it's best to have a couple of people work on this. And then we're going to go ahead with the face like we did in the beginning of the video. So you're going to start with the eyes. You're going to make sure you get your glue gun. Place it where you need to. Make sure you have enough glue. Go ahead and place your eyes on the head of the owl. Like I said, I chose to make the eyes big to give the owl that effect of the actual bird. So makes it a little more realistic and a little more obvious as to what kind of bird it is. The eyes don't have to stick together in the middle because the glue will just keep it in place anyways. Next, you're going to grab the pupils. There you go. And add the pupils on one by one. Once again, don't worry about the excess glue. It rips off easily. No big deal. There you go. Then you're going to take the beak of the owl and stick some glue underneath the eyeballs and place it correctly. There you go. Like so. And go ahead and place it right between the eyes. There I go, burning my finger again. Please be careful. So there is the top part of our pencil holder. Next, you're going to take the smaller circular pieces that you cut out and have them all ready next to you. This is going to create the feathers in the body of the owl. So you're going to want to start from the bottom just because you're going to be overlapping them. If you start from the top, it's going to be more difficult to glue on. So start from the bottom and start with one. You're going to kind of go into a triangular motion as you work your way up the body of the owl. So go ahead and go one by one. This project is a little time consuming, but it is very simple and easy to do. It's also pretty fun. My kids enjoyed doing it, so I hope everyone enjoys it. Okay, so you're going to make sure that you're overlapping each piece unless they're side by side. You don't need to overlap it if it's side by side. There you go. And you're going to continue doing that. So I went from 1 to 2 to 3. And you're going to continue the process until you reach up to the face of the owl. And that's why I cut so many pieces. You want to make sure you have enough as you build up the body of the owl. Once again, don't worry about the excess glue. It comes off, no big deal. Just be careful. I cannot express enough how you need to be careful. And then once it got to the top, I only used 2 more. I didn't want it to get too crazy around because you still have to add the wings. Make sure at this part you want it to be underneath the beak. You don't want to glue on top of it, otherwise it's going to take away the effect of the beak. So be sure you're gluing underneath the beak of the owl. And so here's our last one. You can choose any color you like. You don't have to choose this color scheme. You can definitely go red, yellow, orange, pink, brown, doesn't matter. It's all up to you. So it's starting to form out. There's the body and the head of the owl. Next, you're going to take the wings that we cut out, the leaf-like pieces, and those are going to go on the right and the left side of the feathers underneath the owl's head, just like so. So go ahead and take your glue gun and do 1 streak going down. And I didn't want to glue it all the way to the bottom because I want the wing to kind of sit off as if it would flap off, be a little more like realistic. So just like that. And you're going to do the same exact thing on the other side. Once again, leave it open on the bottom. It won't come off. The glue is very strong, so don't worry about it falling off. So just like that, you're almost done. We are almost at the finish mark. All we have left is the 2 little feet of the bird. So go ahead and have those handy next to you. They're super small, so you don't need a lot of glue for this part either. So these go right at the bottom. You can place them however you'd like. I like them sticking outwards, so I think it's cuter that way. But once again, to each his own. Go ahead and add some glue. And stick it right on. And do the same exact thing to the opposite side. And I only glue the bottom because I want the feet to kind of stick off of the feathers. I don't like when they're all stuck together. So there you go. And there you have it, folks. Your pencil holder, pencil, pens. It could be for anything, honestly. And there it is. And then just pull off all the excess glue and you should be good to go. And the final result, let's test it out. Perfect. All right, guys. There you have it. You're all good to go.